I was just explaining why anything looks colored to us. Principle, anything looks colored to us. Let's say this importance of epsilon written in blue color, and this is all right. So why we are observing some colors? This title or something you observe is red, something is green. All of this is because there are different kind of reason of color. First, it may be a conjugated system may be present in a molecule. If this is a conjugated system and it is highly conjugated, it falls in visible region. So in visible region, it gives some radiation between homo-lumo gap. If it fall in visible region, it fall in different color. All right, this is one reason. Second reason is like this may be due to inner transition of d and f orbitals. Yourself, d orbital separates into T2g and Eg or Eg and T2g, etc. So it may be a electron transiting from lower energy level to higher, right? And then transmitting energy. So this transmittance of energy is fall in visible region. This ion shall give you color. But all ions you have seen doesn't show color. Like I have exemplified copper. Cuprous ions are colorless. Cupric ions are blue in color, right? But one metal can show different oxidation states. All oxidation states may be colored. Like I have exemplified ferrous. Ferrous fat is yellow. It shows yellow color. Similarly, if you have other ions, so some of them may be colored and some of them may not be colored. So this is something which is very important to understand. So one color, anything which is colored may be due to conjugated pi bonds. Conjugated double bond. Double bond doesn't mean only carbon carbon double bond. It may be carbon oxygen, carbon nitrogen, carbon sulfur double bond conjugated with double bonds, olefins, or maybe alkynes. So anyhow, double bonds are conjugated and the which mean they are not absorbing in UV region. Yes.
सर आपकी आवाज़ सर आपकी आवाज़ सही नहीं आ रही सर पूरी बात की समझ नहीं आती
I'm trying my best. I can't do anything.
सर आप रीस्टार्ट करके देखें अपने नेट को।
Proceed further. We call a mechanism that doesn't take place on our Earth. Keeping in mind, on our Earth there are two reasons. One is pi conjugated system, d orbitals lower energy level to higher energy level. But third is observed in cosmos. Let's say in the night you observe stars. These stars colors show you reddish yellow, and some other star doesn't give you any star color. So they are, but they are showing different stars are showing different colors. Similarly, when the in dawn time and at dusk. When we observe the sun, when it is setting and when it is rising, you observe it is reddish in color or orange in color, then yellowish to summer, especially colorless. So why these color changes we are observing in cosmos? It is not due to inner D or F orbital transitions, transfer, which due to charge transfer of electrons, we observe this color in cosmos. So what we are observing, anything colored on this earth crust, it has two reasons. One, there would be a pi conjugated system, or that we normally call HOMO-LUMO transitions. So there may be a HOMO-LUMO electronic transition. It may be one of the reason anything is colored. Second is the D and F orbital transitions. These are the two reasons. Anything looking as colored have any of these two reasons. But when we look around us in cosmos, it gives, say, this is very simple, just like if you have neon signs. If I, for instance, if I present neon, what happens there? It's from valence shell to next shell. This is also electronic transition, but this is not partition. Neon zero group element. Neon, not xenon, neon, Ne, neon. So neon signs, commercially you observe this written everywhere having a different color. Neon is when provided a electronic potential, electric potential. So electron excites. So it has a complete valence shell. Electron excite from one shell to another shell, and when they in different ranges. It depends upon electric potential what we have provided to this. So where it transits and what, how it releases energy. If this energy can be released in so many colors, we can observe in that range. That is commonly called neon signs. So neon signs is also showing transmittance when it de-excites. So that is not included in this range. Do not forget, it is not for like that. By many mechanisms we observe like this, that is due to charge transfer. You can study this in detail in physics. So what is a charge transfer of electrons? All right, this is a topic of physics. So in cosmos, the color we are observing in cosmos is due to charge transfer of electrons, right? So this is the reason. So whenever, now look at what is the importance of epsilon we observe, or you observe the sun. Very closest star to us is the sun. You see its different color when it is making a different angle to the observer. So at the time of you can see rising, it is different. In summer it becomes colorless, white, and when it start decaying afternoon, so you see its color changes, and when it is its color changes to yellow, orange, and then red, and then it sets. This is what you repeatedly see every day. So why this color is changed? It is not due to D and F electron transitions in the sun. It is not due to pi star transition in the sun. In fact, this is due to charge transfer of electrons. So this is all of the phenomenon that you see in cosmos is due to charge and transfer of electron. So whenever we are talking about this, so this is only present in cosmos. But what we see around ourselves, why the sky color we observe bluish? Because due to charge and in which molecular oxygen is converting into ozone. This ozone shows a color bluish. Ozone has a bluish color. Ozone has a bluish color. So you know the and oxygen O2, they are allotropic forms of each. You have also studied this. And how this molecular oxygen O2 is converted into ozone. You need an electric discharge, high voltage. And how this is done, what happens in the skies? You remember when opposite charged clouds become closer to each other. So due to this opposite charge collision of the clouds, in fact, it generates an very high electric charge. At this electric charge, the molecular oxygen converts into ozone, is bluish in color. I can prove this because when we go to the laboratory patients, the same cylinder we use, we pass this through uh, tunnel, a channel or glass tube, you can say, where we are having a very high voltage, 440 voltage. We have electrodes, we have connected positive and negative. Very high electric field we have provided. When molecular hydrogen passes through, converts into ozone. And when this gas is passed through a solution, we observe O3 gas and the color of the solution becomes sky-like color. And once we disconnect this, so the color start disappearing because ozone go to disappears. So this confirms that the color of sky bluish is due to ozone, and this ozone color is due to having a color is due to charge transfer of electrons. All right, lecture today with the importance of epsilon. This is very, very important. Normally observed epsilon value is, let's say, to simplify this value because this is quite larger. If I say log of epsilon, if we take the log of epsilon of 1000, this is value 3. If we take the log of epsilon of 10,000, this is 4. So between log of epsilon, if it is between 3 and 4 value, that confirms it is a pi to pi star transition, or this is a HOMO-LUMO transition. But sometime we are having a some slides coming ahead. I shall explain that later in next lecture. Okay. So ten to 100 is the value where epsilon value is 1 to 2. If the value is 1 to 2, so it means it is n to pi star transition. If this value is epsilon 3 to 4, it means this is pi to pi star or HOMO-LUMO transitions. Very similar is if so if we are studying a metallic material or metal ions or transition metal complex, then it is due to d or f orbital transitions. If we are working on an organic molecule, then it is due to pi to pi star transition, or it is due to HOMO-LUMO transitions. I hope it shall be clear to everybody. And when we are talking about charge transfer of electron, it also have epsilon is greater than 4, meaning it is greater than 10,000 value. Now this is very important to, if we have epsilon value, we can determine what kind of transition is it. Let's say if this value is 10 to 100 or 200, 600, let's say a few hundreds. So this value is between 1 to 2, but less than 3, it confirms this is n to pi star transition. It is not a pi to pi star or HOMO to LUMO transition. HOMO-LUMO transition always have an epsilon value which is 1000 to 10,000. So it is, in other words, log epsilon is 3 to 4. And in case of charge, epsilon value is greater than 4. So what means by epsilon, I have presented already in this slide. Epsilon is absorbance over concentration ratio. If this value is increasing, it means absorbance concentration ratio is increasing. Mean concentration, if let's say we have a solution of a metal ion and a dye, same concentration. So they have same concentration, but they have different absorbance. So if they have different absorbance, so their epsilon value shall be different as well. So if we have all solution of same concentration, but they have different absorbance, that's why the epsilon value shall be different. So for all organic compound and for all transition metals or transition metal complexes, they have different epsilon value. So whenever we present the data of UV visible, we always present the log epsilon value. All right. So this is something I wanted to present, importance of epsilon value. So a few terminology, and similarly lambda max, electronic transition versus epsilon. So I shall explain that in next lecture, inshallah. So the session is open if there are any questions.